Y'all, this is probably one of the worst travel days I've ever had in my life. Let me tell y'all this story. Go sit your ass down somewhere, grab you a snack, get you something to drink, like what I need right now. You know, buckle yourself in for this stupid ass story about today. When I said 2 minutes, I meant 2 seconds. So here's the story. So everything was going great. Everything was going fine. I made it to the airport in ample time. Everything was good. You got your snack? You got your drink? Okay, cool. So anybody that know anything, I flew out of Tampa. I prefer to fly out of Tampa. Other people prefer to fly out of Orlando. I think Orlando is just too crazy. Tampa is straight and to the point. And that's why I made it to my flight on time, I literally was through security in a minute. Like, they had to do the titty pat down on me. It was a white lady. She was all up in my nether regions because I have on a garment. But that's fine. It's fine. You know, the lady, it's Pride Month, so it is what it is. You know, you get your little free feel. Then, this is when shit started getting weird. They stopped me again, tell me to hold out my hands, both hands like this. And the lady started rubbing this thing across her gloves. And she said, we need to test you. Test me for what? What are you testing me for? Let me know. If y'all know what that test was, can somebody please drop some information? So basically what they did, they tell me to hold out my hands. The lady started rubbing this little brown piece of paper across her glove. She rubbed alcohol wipes on her gloves first. Then she picked up this brown little piece of paper about that big and about as long as my finger, and she started rubbing it all over my hands. And she was like, okay, this is only gonna take a minute. Then she stuck it inside of this machine, and I'm looking at the machine like, bitch, did y'all just secretly put some kind of tracking device on me or some shit? Like, what you got going on? Best believe I used hand sanitizer afterwards, because what was that? So this machine made a little noise. And I went to looking crazy because I thought it was a bad noise, but apparently it was a good noise. And the lady was like, oh, you're good. You passed the test, bitch. What test? I didn't know that we was studying for anything. Like, okay. Go through security, put my shoes back on, feet hurting like a motherfucker. I made the dumb decision of wearing the motherfucking Tommy Hilfiger shoes instead of wearing my Nike slides, and they was right in my fucking book bag. I could have easily switched my shoes off. Okay. I went to this one particular bar and I ordered a double shot of Tito's and a splash of cranberry juice. So I was toasted as fuck when I got on this plane. Toasted. So gets on the plane, bam, I'm in the middle seat. Not only am I in the middle seat, I'm in the middle seat that's on the wing. So if anybody's ever rode in the middle seat on the wing, you know that the floor part is not a full floor. So guess who couldn't stretch out their long ass legs? This girl. So I was literally riding with my knees bent the whole time. Okay. Well, let's just say sitting, because we ain't even riding at this point. All right. Go get another snack. Again, like I said, couldn't stretch my fucking legs out on the plane. So you got my mask on and I'm like this. Nah, keep in mind I'm like this because I'm drunk as shit and just ready to go. And like, I guess I was looking drunk. Because one of the flight attendants stopped, looked at me, and was like, ma'am, are you okay? And then the two people that was sitting on each side of me, it was an older lady and then a younger guy on each side of me. And they both looked at me, and he was looking at me, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just chilling. He was like, you're sure? Are you sure? Like, you look like you. I was like, he was like, you got your hand like this? Like, and so I dropped my hand down. I was like, I'm good. And then he walked off, and then me and my two home peoples, because we became friends, I was like, damn, I must look real drunk for him to say something to me. And then they started laughing. It was friendship from then on. Okay, this is when shit starts getting stupid. Get an extra snack. Commence the dumb shit. Okay, so we chilling. My flight was supposed to take off at 3:47. They had told us that we was actually leaving early because everybody boarded early. That's why I fucks with Tampa. Everybody was on the plane by 3:40. We was about to be out that motherfucker at 3:45. Then all of a sudden, hello passengers, we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, Just bear with us while we try to get the situation under control. That was it. That's all they said. So I'm like, everybody watch Manifest. I've been watching that shit too. So I'm like, error, technical difficulties. What is going on? Like, come on now. What's happening? Tell us, give us a little bit more detail than that. 5, 10, 15 minutes go by. Finally, hello, passengers. We're having an issue with the fire, something on the engine safety thingy on the left side, and we want to make sure that the flight is safe. So we've got our technicians working on it ASAP. Thank you for your guys' patience. We should be out of here soon. Okay. So I'm like, fire thing on the engine, bitch. I'm sitting on the fucking engine. Is it the left engine? Is it the right motherfucking engine? Like, what's going on? Like, tell us more, please. Elaborate what's going on. Okay, now keep in mind, flight was supposed to leave at 3:47. 3:47. Okay, cool. An hour goes by. A whole fucking hour goes by. I done fell asleep. My drunk ass done fell asleep, thinking that I was gonna wake up in motherfucking Atlanta. I wakes up for my good ass, drunken ass nap. And guess where I'm at? Still in fucking Orlando. Tampa. I lied. I'm still in Tampa. Make the shit make sense. So this is when shit starts getting ridiculous. They finally fixed whatever the fuck they was trying to fix on the goddamn plane. And we getting ready to pull out of the runway. Okay, so we backing on up. If you ever been on the flight, you know how that shit go. I'm in and out, like I'm very aware at this point. Like, it's going on 5 something. I was supposed to land at 5:45. It's damn near 6 o'clock. Okay, this is ghetto at this point. So we sitting. Nothing's happening. Comes back on the fucking intercom with the bullshit. Go get you a snack. It's the dumbass captain again. Hey, the transmission technical control are telling us that they want to allow a 5 to 10 minute delay between each airplane going in the air because of the weather. We should be up in the air in the next 10 minutes. There are 3 planes ahead of us. And I'm like, they said that they want y'all to have a 5-minute delay between each plane, right? We technically the 4th plane. 5 times 3 is not 5. And it's not 10 either. So you lied to us, Mr. Pilot Man. You did. You lied to us. Don't appreciate that shit. So at this point, I ain't ate shit all day. I'm tired as fuck. Like, what y'all got going on? A nigga can't stretch their legs out. Like, what the fuck? And then it starts to fucking thunderstorm. So guess who was stuck in the plane on the runway waiting to do an emergency takeoff? Like, they wouldn't even let us get up because they could just take off at any moment. Like, just take off. Like, you just got to be ready. Y'all sit your asses down, be miserable, and whenever we take off is whenever we take off. But when we take off, we taking the fuck off. Like, it's just fume in the air, we gone. And that's literally what happened. So we finally take off, okay? And I'm texting my ride that's supposed to meet me in Atlanta. And I get the, hey, you're going to have to find you a ride text. Nigga, I'm not from here. What you mean I'm going to have to find me a ride? Get this text message right before I have to put my phone into airplane mode because we're about to take off at this point. Man, when I tell you we take off, and if you've seen the movie the show Manifest, our plane was literally like that. The turbulence, not as bad, but the turbulence from the time we got in the air to the time we landed was just straight turbulence. Plane rocking, moving, shaking, all of this good stuff. Like, I was so sick to my stomach, it was not even funny. Like, this is ghetto at this point. Like, real ghetto. So, we getting ready to land in Atlanta. And I'm I done flew a couple of times by now. I'm like, usually when we getting ready to hit the little tar thing, I don't know flight terms. The plane slowed down a little bit. This motherfucker was going full throttle. full throttle. So this man going full fucking throttle, and where I'm sitting is directly above the landing gear. We hit the ground so hard that me and the older lady next to each other locked hands. Like, we was going to fucking die. Like, when I tell you I was genuinely fucking scared, I was genuinely fucking scared. And she was too. Like, me and her locked, like, it was like almost instinct. Like, we just grabbed onto each other's hands. It was like, I think I was holding her hand a little bit tighter than she was holding mine. But because we on the top of the wheel, we hit the ground and just boom, like, and it was everything rocking. You can hear all of the damn bags and stuff moving as people like, you know, I was fully expecting to come back, and it's been 5 years. Like, no. So we hit the ground, and this man was going too fast. We all peeped that shit. He was going way too fast. So imagine you in your car and you coming up on a yellow light, then all of a sudden it turned red and you speeding. So that same effect, that's what was happening. This man was literally slamming on brakes to the point where people was going forward. It was scary. And me and the older lady, we still holding hands. That's how scary that landing was. Like, that was the worst landing I ever had in life. And just, it was ridiculous. So, yeah, that was my horror story. There's more, but Jada be saying that my snaps be too long. So tune in for part 17 another day. Probably tomorrow. I'm about to take a shower and find me something to eat.